We had injuries, a no-hitter, and much more this weekend. We'll discuss on Fantasy Baseball today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Monday, June 27th. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Scott White. And we'll start with the biggest injury of the weekend. Bryce Harper was placed in the IL with a fractured left thumb. We don't have a timeline yet, but if we're looking for outfield replacements, Scott, how would you rank these 4 names? Connor Joe, Alex Kirilloff, Jarren Duran, and Oscar Gonzalez.
I think Kirilloff has the most upside of the bunch, and I know I've been saying that for a couple years now, and it has yet to materialize, mostly because of wrist issues. But he was putting up monstrous numbers at AAA before this latest call, and really favorable matchups this upcoming week. 8 games. I'm hoping it'll be his coming out party, so I'd want to prioritize him of that group in the hopes that he finally breaks through. After that, it kind of depends on needs. Oscar Gonzalez is probably the best power hitter of the group. But Jarren Duran has a lot of speed and should hit for average and has been doing a good job as the Red Sox leadoff hitter over the past week. He's not going to be available for most of this week because they're going to Toronto. He hasn't been vaccinated, so he's going to have to sit out half this week for that reason. But if you're thinking long-term, Jarren Duran should be able to provide you good steals, runs, hopefully batting average, provided the Red Sox stick with him. And I think they will, as good as he's been lately. And then Connor Joe, I mean, he probably has the least upside of the group. There's something to be said for the leadoff hitter for the team that plays half its games at Coors Field. And I think he'll at least be a useful option.
Salvador Perez will miss 8 weeks after undergoing surgery to repair the UCL in his left thumb. Let's say you play in a one-catcher league. Scott, how would you rank these 3? MJ Melendez, Christian Vasquez, and Sean Murphy.
MJ Melendez, clearly number 1, most upside. Like he was a top 12 catcher even when Salvador Perez was healthy. So now he's going to be even more certain to remain in the lineup. Yeah, Christian Vasquez would probably be the second choice. He plays a lot, at least hits for average. You know, it is definitely a tier down as far as catchers go, but it gets to a point when you're picking up catchers off the waiver wire where you can only be so choosy. You just got to take the best of bad options, and I think Vasquez falls into that category.
If you lost Salvador Perez in a 2-catcher league, I am sorry, but these are some names that you might be looking at to replace him there. Jorge Alfaro, Jose Trevino, Cal Raleigh, James McCann. Scott, what do you think about those as second catchers?
Well, I think Alfaro and Trevino are actually okay. You might do it, especially as your second catcher. I think they'd be adequate fill-ins in a one-catcher league, to be honest. Alfaro has a playing time concern with the Padres, but he's been hitting for power, and small sample, but this is power that was long ago promised from a player who was pretty raw when he first broke into the big leagues. And even now, the plate discipline's bad, but Alfaro could surprise if he continues to play for the Padres. And Trevino's been a surprise for the Yankees, kind of wrested the first string job away and has hit adequately in a lineup that scores a lot of runs. So either one of those would be adequate choices.
I know we don't care about all-star voting and like the ballot in general, but I saw that Jose Trevino is the second highest vote getter among American League catchers. I just thought that was really interesting. Let's take a look at that no-hitter from the weekend, a combined no-hitter headlined by Cristian Javier, who threw 7 innings of obviously no-hit ball, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts. Hector Neris and Ryan Presley were the relievers that finished that one off. But Scott, Cristian Javier has been awesome all season long. I know we kind of had some concerns that Jake Odorizzi's coming back soon, but I think this will ensure that Javier will be in the rotation, at least for now.
I would hope so. I mean, 7 no-hit innings with 13 Ks. You can't make a stronger impression than that. And yeah, Odorizzi is beginning a rehab assignment. I don't see where they fit him in the rotation. I mean, probably the low guy is Jose Urquidy, but is Odorizzi better than him? Yeah, I don't know what the Astros are going to do there, but I'd be shocked if they took Javier out at this point. And there's not much bad to say about him. He allows a lot of fly balls, so his xFIP is higher than his ERA by like a run. But I think he's proven that he's one of those pitchers who you don't worry so much about the xFIP for him. He's good in so many other ways, missing a lot of bats. Yeah, Javier, I think, is the real deal.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.